Hello, good afternoon. It's just after 12:05. It is Friday, May 6, 2022, and we're still waiting for a lot of those local election results to come in. Olin Foster said on one of the news channels not that long ago that they should have an idea as to how the Northern Ireland Assembly could be facing up by this evening. They are counting the votes as we speak. In Bury, which is where I'm keeping a massive close eye on, the counting is underway. I do have some information from Bury, and that is it is looking close in Ramsbottom, which could be fitting potentially to my prediction, but we'll see what the situation is. I say it's looking close, and Radcliffe First are thinking that they have got the 6 seats as well, which is what they have been wanting. But of course we're obviously waiting to see how everything pans out, and we know that impressive things are close as well. So certainly in Holyrood, which is where we're all based here. Okay, let's just take a look at some of the other things which have been happening overnight, as I just want to give more of a roundup. The Conservatives have lost councils. They've lost Kensington, they've lost Westminster, they've also lost others as well. They've lost Wandsworth, which was Margaret Thatcher's favourite council. She'll be turning her grave as well. They've lost Barnet as well. But the Liberal Democrats have gained control of Hull Council, which of course is in Yorkshire and Humberside. So the big question is obviously how would that all filter in general elections at the moment? Even though Labour have made gains in London, there have been gains in other parts of England, but not necessarily in the way that people were thinking they would be. I'm waiting until the end of today until I actually predict, until most of these results are in, to say how I think all this would possibly go if there was a general election held next week. So far the Conservatives have lost over 100 seats, but nowhere near the 800 or even 1,000 that was potentially predicted, or even higher than that. And it is what they call a mid-term election. Let's just put all this into perspective. I'm just going to give a slightly different kind of scenario here, and again being completely apolitical. Somebody can say, oh yes, it's midterms, we expect to lose seats. But anybody that wants to control the country and still have people voting for them wants to be able to improve on their results, whether it's midterm or any time at all. And that would go for Labour, Conservative, Liberal Democrat or whoever. Scotland will be interesting. They're doing their counting as well, and of course Wales. In Scotland and Wales, all of their seats are all up for re-election, every single council. So it's going to be some very, very interesting times. Will any of these results make a difference to the likeness of you and myself? Well, some people will say it doesn't make a difference, but of course it does, because if a council changes control or different government or whatever, then of course it will affect everybody in every way, shape or form. So this is why I've taken extra time with these local elections this time to give more updates and various different stuffs, because they are crucial. Because Northern Ireland, as a very classic example, with the Assembly there, that will affect, because of course of Brexit and everything else. So all these things all come back at different stages to certainly make that difference, or come back to haunt, and all kinds of different stuff in terms of how one vote's gone and various different stuff. So we will see as the day goes on. I will be back again just after 1 o'clock. I did say I'll continue hourly updates throughout the day. I hope as time goes on to be giving some significant updates, but as it stands at the moment, although Conservatives have lost some seats to Labour, it's not been the major bruising until it was expecting so far. But the day is still young. We're only just after 12 o'clock. Anything can still happen. I'll be back again a little later.